Hello YouTube, it's been a while. Um, I'm not going to bother apologizing anymore for my lack of videos. I'm sure you're all aware by now that I'm just a little bit too busy to actually make these videos as frequently as you'd like and I'd ideally want to. But I suppose I need the time to actually learn new things anyways, so it works out good anyways. So I hope you can keep that in mind and not get too pissed off with my lack of videos. Already dropped a swear word already. Good start. Before I start today, I'm just going to quickly show you guys. I have now rebranded myself, so if you want to find any of my work or follow me on Twitter or anything, I am now under the name of mwmotion.tv. So nothing on my website's changed. Well, I've added a few new projects, but that's always updating. But the main thing is I've got new Twitter handles, so there's MW Motion. This is the same on Dribble here, and obviously across the whole of the web, which is basically me trying to make a more consistent brand, because I don't know if you knew before, but I was operating as Innovative, which was a silly university name I came up with. It was stupid and it went on for too long, so I've decided to finally get rid of that. So yeah, mattwilsonmotion.tv. So this is where you'll find all my work. Anyways, with today's video, I'm just going to quickly jump to Illustrator. Today I'm going to be showing you how to animate the face. I've had a lot of comments on the YouTube videos asking about how I animate faces and facial expressions. So I thought I'd do a video on this. It seems to be in popular demand. So obviously we've got a bit of a slightly different character here, but this would be rigged in a very similar way to the way I've already showed you guys. So I'm just going to go into more detail about the actual face itself, and in particular I'm going to be running through the different mouth shapes so you can do audio lip syncing, so it looks like your character's actually talking. I've actually got we'll get to that later. I've recorded a little bit of audio which we're going to use later on to animate the character's mouth too. So yeah, I'll also have that file online so you guys can download. So I'm just going to quickly run through this. We've just got like a background, and then we got the layers split into calf, thigh and shoe for both legs. We have a neck at the back there, got a torso and a tie. The only thing slightly different with the arms is I've given little thumbs now. That's about it really. I've got the breakdown of the eyes here, and then I've got pupils and eyebrows. I've got this new nose style, which if I zoom in here quickly, so the idea is we're going to be able to rotate these nostrils, and then here I've got all the different mouth shapes already lined up on the guy's face, so we're good to go. I'm just going to quickly jump into After Effects now. So I've already gone ahead and rigged the character because you guys have seen how I do these characters. This one's not using Duick, this is just using simple rotations. So for example, if I grab the arm here, I can rotate this joint, and then the forearm, and I've just realised that thumb's upside down, but I'm not going to bother changing that now. So you can rotate at the wrist here as well, and then we've got a rotation for the thumb as well, so we can do little like thumbs up movements or whatever like that. But anyways, I'm not going to be showing you guys how to animate this character, but what I am going to show you is obviously I've rigged it so when we move the torso, everything moves except the face. So this will basically be where you were at if you followed any of my other videos on rigging. I'm going to show you how you can attach the face and animate the face. So let's jump in onto that. So I've got a shy layer here operating, which is all of the, jump back into Illustrator, all the mouth shapes which I just shown you. So with these, I'm just going to quickly unlock all of these, and we're going to just turn these layers on. And we've got this one here, which if I solo, it's just a simple cheesy smile, which is going to be, there we go, a cheesy smile, which is going to be our sort of rest post. So when he's not actually speaking, he'll revert back to a smile. So yeah, let's get started. The way to bring these to life in animation is if we select them all, we right click and we go to pre-compose. I'm just going to call this mouth, and then click enter. We'll quickly turn on continuous rasterization so we get nice clean shapes, and then what we'll do now is quickly select the mouth pre-comp with the nose, eyes, basically all the my words are not working today, this is awful, all the facial features. One thing I have already done is the pupils are parented to the eye, so if we move the eye anywhere, the pupil will follow. So if we just quickly make this selection, and then holding command, we will unselect the pupils. And then with the pick whip, we're going to parent this to the face. So now when the face rotates, our face is attached to the face. That was a confusing sentence. I've also done these little, basically, ears, so we can control ear movement slightly. That was dead simple. I've basically just got a circle here which is linked to the face. So if I solo the face, you'll see that the circles are perfectly aligned. So if I turn one ear on solo as well, so now when we rotate, we can just get a bit of ear wiggle. Could be handy for if he ever did like a jump and then bounce to the floor or something like that, but it's not important for this video. But that's how I've rigged the ears anyways. Right, first of all let's get started on this mouth animation. So if we zoom in a little bit so we can see down to frames, first thing we're going to do is select every single layer, hold an Alt and click close bracket. We're going to make all of these layers 1 frame long, and then we're going to select them all again, and we're going to go to keyframe assistance, sequence layers. Actually click on it, and then if we just click OK, what this does is it plays all of our layers in order. So already when you scrub through, it looks like we've got mouth talking, which is cool. What we're going to do is come to frame 14, hit N, and then frame 13, sorry. So by hitting N, we're now going to go up to composition, trim comp to work area, which I cannot see. There we go. So now we can see all of our mouth movements in one comp. With this last one, if you just stretch it off, if I just hit Command Z a few times quickly, we just need to stretch this one beyond the 14th frame before we trim our work area. So, no, wrong one. Sorry. Here we go. Right. So sorry. With the last one, make it 2 frames long, and then we're going to go to trim comp to work area. So now if we render through, we've got mouth movement as if he's chattering away. Another thing we're going to quickly do now for visual reasons only, we're going to get the type tool, and we're going to just write somewhere in the comp. So this is our rest, and then we're going to crop this to 1 frame. We're going to duplicate it, move it across to the next frame, and then find out what this one, so this is AEI, so we'll change this to AEI. We will come to the next frame, which is U. We'll just keep doing this until we've labelled all of our little mouth movements here. So this one is O, and then Command D. I may even fast forward this bit in the actual recording, so you don't have to watch me do this. Save you some time. So this will be a fast forward bit, possibly, if I remember. This one is E. I keep pressing enter for some reason. F and V. Just going to quickly make these different colour, like yellow, just so we can see the visual difference. And this one is R. I think I might have labelled slightly wrong here, possibly. So I've already got this one here. I thought that was wrong. This one is L. Sorry, I'm getting confused here. Tell you what I will do to make it easier is we will put them above their corresponding layer. Makes the labeling process a hell of a lot easier. Okay, so this one's K and W. And then we're going to duplicate that. So this is a bit slow. And we've got F. Almost there. So this is B, M, and P. Ch, J, and S. And finally, which is the one with most of our letter forms, which is C, D, S, D, G, K, N, S, T, and the rest. So we get this mouth shape. So now we can visually see what they are, which makes when we're doing the lip sync a hell of a lot easier. So obviously we've got these horrible letters over our character now, so when we've actually finished the lip sync we will turn all the yellow layers off. Which a handy little thing here is if you click on the color and select label color group, this selects all of them, and then you can just quickly turn them off and back on. So there's a little shortcut for you there. Anyways, let's carry on. So what we're going to need to do now, as you will realise, we've got a long composition here. We don't need that long at all. But because our mouth runs through and ends, we need to be able to control this layer and don't need it to stop. So we're going to right click on the layer and go to time, enable time remapping. So what this does is gives us the layer throughout the whole composition. As you can see, when it ends here, we don't have any mouth. This should have fixed it, but it didn't seem to have. Let's drag it out like that. Try again. There we go. So that's why we have the last one on 2 frames. So when it pauses, we've got the last frame is actually the one we need. Ideal. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how we can scroll through. So basically, when we put in a keyframe, if we scroll, we can get all the different mouth movements here. So, but what we're going to do as well is use toggle keyframes, because as you'll see here, we get, although we want this to just change naturally, it cycles through. So if we right click these layers and click hoggle, words today are not working. When we right click the keyframes and we can click toggle hold keyframes, what you'll see now is in between all of this gap we have him smiling, and then he changes to this frame, and then we can pick a new mouth position. So we'll go K, and then he holds it in between each one, which will give us a nicer lip read. So that's the power of the toggle keyframe. Right, so what we'll do is quickly import the audio file which I recorded earlier, which is recording.wav. If I click open, and if we just drop this to the top of the layer somewhere, if we double hit L on our keyboard, we can see the waveform. So I will quickly zoom out. We will hit N here and do a RAM preview just so you can hear the audio. Hopefully this will come through on the mic as well.
Ah yeah, YouTube, we just animated some mouth movement, y'all. Ah yeah.
So there's a over exaggerated Matt Wilson laying down some silliness so we can have something to animate too. So as you can see, the waveform starts here. If you hold command on your keyboard, when you scrub through, you can get a slight preview of the waveform, so it helps you with the lip syncing. So what we're going to do quickly is delete these frames. So we've got the reset to begin with at the start. That sounds more like an R. So we're going to insert a keyframe, and we're going to scrub through to the R. Just there. My scrub is not very good because I am using a... If you hold command when you're scrubbing, actually, you get a more accurate. So it's going by through the points. When you do it normally, it scrubs too quickly. Hold command and you can find the one you're after. So let's go for R. So he'll be smiling. I reckon the R's there, and it starts with a bit of an O. O, R, R. So let's find the O quickly for the start. And then here we have a Y. So if we find the Y, which is this one. Oh yeah, yeah. It sounds like an E. And then, so now we've got like a sort of H sound. So let's use this quickly. We'll just do a quick little preview, see if it sounds like he's saying "ah yeah."
Ah yeah. Ah yeah. Ah yeah.
Yeah. So it's like an A sound at the end there. Yeah. Let's quickly do another preview.
Ah yeah. Ah yeah. Ah yeah.
And then it goes straight into YouTube. So we're gonna find the Y. And then we got the U, which is this one. And then we go into a T.
Ah yeah, YouTube. Ah yeah, YouTube. Ah yeah, YouTube.
U. So now we find the U. I'm obviously doing this somewhat quick because I don't want to waste too much time of your precious time. So now we got a B now, which is tube. So let's do a quick round preview.
Ah yeah, YouTube. Ah yeah, YouTube.
And then we'll go to back to the rest after the YouTube. Let's just have a quick preview.
Ah yeah, YouTube. Ah yeah, YouTube.
There we go. It's not perfect, but obviously if you spend a lot more time on it than what I'm going to, you can fine tune this so it sounds like he's properly in time with it, but I'm just going to quickly show you roughly how it's done. So we'll continue this quickly. So we'll start with a W. It goes into an E sound here. To be fair, that's start because it's like loads of like, oh yeah. It's not the best for animating in this style too. I should have done it slightly different, to be honest. You'll find this second section will look better when we lip synced it. So I've got a J. Where is J? We just J comes in here. So this is now a U. And then a T. We just so then here we've got an A sound. This is really probably tedious for you guys to watch, I'm aware of that. Let's just carry on through this real quick. So now we've got an N. Where's N? Oh, it's on this one. Sorry. And so now we find an mated. And then an A. Trying to do this quick. Let's just get a preview of that bit quickly.
We just animated. We just animated. We just animated. We just animated. We just animated.
So I think the T is here. Animate. So then it'll be an I, and then a quick D. So animated.
We just animated. We just animated. We just animated.
And, so obviously here we have the same face, so if we go to the rest, it will look like there's a pause between the mouth and the speaking. So then animated, so all, find the O. The M, which is with the B. So then we go to a mouth, which would be the mo. Ow, ow. So now we need to find the and back to the M again. I don't really want to spend too much longer on this because I'm trying to keep the tutorial shorter these days, and obviously this is a repetitive process.
We just animated some mouth. We just animated some mouth. We just animated some mouth.
How much more have we got to do? Okay, so we're almost done actually. I'll just finish this up. So here we're going to a M sound again. Probably should have done a better recording, so I could have actually used more of the mouth shapes. But you get the idea. This is pretty much how it's done. It's quite a tedious process. And actually using the trackpad for this is not the greatest. I haven't done this in a while. So then we're going to an oo sound again. Maybe oo. And then a V. And then back to the M. And then an N sound. would be another E before the T. I probably haven't synced this up so great because I'm trying to rush through it. Just gonna move these ones across and hit play.
We just animated some mouth movement, y'all. We just animated some mouth movement, y'all.
And then y'all, which is a Y. Where is the Y? This is why it helps to have it all labeled, because obviously just by seeing the shapes you don't actually know which, you can forget what it resembles. So this is the Y, and then straight to an A sound. I'm gonna go for an R on the y'all. Oh, bless you. Sorry. And then an L. And then at the end here, he's going to go back to the rest. Let's just quickly do a quick preview.
Ah, yeah, YouTube. We just animated some mouth movement, y'all. Ah, yeah, YouTube. We just animated some mouth movement, y'all. Ah, yeah, YouTube. We just animated some mouth movement, y'all.
Okay, so the start is pretty crap. The end is pretty crap. I'm not going to bother fine-tuning that because I don't want to waste your time, really. But that's the general idea of how this works. So now, obviously, we could have some head movement going on. So let's say if we go to our neck layer, where is our neck? Here we go. So when he kicks in with the yeah, he's gonna like roll his head a little bit. So let's say his neck goes over here. We go to the audio wave quickly, we can see the, so when he's going oh, so up till here, we'll move the head slightly over here, and at the same time we can rotate the face. So the face, so the neck moves and the face moves. Let's zoom out a bit. So we get this guy going yaw, and then yeah. So on the yeah, we'll move his head the other way, and his neck the other way. So let's do a quick preview.
Ah, yeah.
So we got some neck and head movement going on. Real quick, we're gonna jump into the mouth. We'll do the trick I just taught you. We'll just turn the labels off because we don't need them anymore. So now we've got his head doing some slight movements. Could even go crazy and add some torso rotation in with this as well. So maybe the torso is moving over here, which makes the neck move more, and then the torso moves again. This way now, so the neck's straightening up like that. So yeah, we got some stupid movement going on here. Let's just quickly move our arms out the way so he's not like kind of, well, maybe he is just being a dick. He's being a dick, he's got his arms out, he's just loving life.
Ah, yeah, YouTube.
So now we got him moving his torso, his neck. Got a bit of artifacts going on here, but I'm not going to bother correcting this. Anyways, let's talk about the expressions on the face. So the way I animate eyebrows, and to be honest, eyebrows is where you get a lot of expression. For example, if I scrub to instantly, this mouth paired with this face kind of looks a bit worried, but if I the way I animate the eyebrows, sorry, is just using the path property. So if I put in a keyframe here, so if we go from this kind of worried looking face, instantly if I just move the eyebrow like this, and the other one, if I can find it, here we go. He doesn't look so scared anymore, he looks more angry. Especially combined with this mouth. So the way I animate is usually based on what expression the character's supposed to have. Eyebrows are very good for making expressions. So you can have just straight eyebrows, or you can use the, if you come up to your pen tool, you will get a convert vertices tool. Is it vertices or vertex? Vertex, wrong word. So then if you curve the eyebrows, you kind of get a completely different expression again. So that's almost like a, I don't know, a shocked. So just by animating simple changes to the path, you can get some interesting results with the eyebrows. So this is how I usually animate my eyebrows in my animations. Even make a cool little like S curve. Then you can play with inverting these. So now he kind of looks angry again. That looks like kind of furious. Another thing that's quite cool is if you change the eyebrows so they're not in sync. So this one's kind of raised, and say we have our other eyebrow really straight. And then I'm going to introduce some nose animation now. If we, with this bridge in the nose, if we then rotate this up with this kind of raise of the eyebrow, maybe not quite that far, then all of a sudden it's kind of like he goes from to kind of confused, puzzled, which is quite fun. The position of the pupils as well, that's kind of another pretty handy one, I'm sure you're aware, but just by moving that like that, looks like he's possibly thinking about something now. Actually, I'm going to show you something quickly, which is really good for the pupils. I forgot to do this. So if we go layer, new, null object, where is this null? Here we go. If I open up motion quickly so we can just get the anchor point in the center, I much prefer that on the nulls. Let's come down here. So if we place this roughly in the center, we can even scale them down if you select the pupils and then link them to this null, we can then call this pupil controller. So then whenever we move the pupil, the eyes move in sync, so you don't need to animate both pupil frames. So if we just turn the pupils off, so now we can just position these however we see fit. Another thing I've noticed and kind of observed is usually when people look from left to right, like we've got here, there's usually a blink in between. So okay, so the way we've animated the pupils now, if you select the eye, duplicate it, put it above the pupil, and then with an alpha mat we're going to put that above. So that means if we scale this shape, it will hide the pupil, which is handy because then we can then select the eye below. If we hold Alt and click the scale on this one, we can then parent it to here, and then when we close this eye, it will get rid of our pupil as well. So we can do squints, we can, yeah, you know, you can do what you want. So that basically tells this mask, so we can lock this layer now, that whatever this eye does, it's going to mimic. We'll just quickly set up the same for the other eye. So again, we're going to go to alpha mat, hit scale, use Alt, pick whip, the scale property of the eye below. Another thing is if you just parent this eye to this eye now, if we happen to move the position, this will go with it too. So now if we move that, it's all in place. Obviously we lose our pupil, but we're probably not going to move the eyes anyways, but just in case you do. So another good thing for the eyes is if we exaggerate. Oh, sorry, I was going to show you the blink. So if we just quickly, is it this one? Make this minus. What's going on here? Not minus. Why am I saying minus? I am being silly today. 0 on this one. This closes it. So we'll do the same on here. And then if we come to when the eyes moved over here, just copy that frame, that one, so the eyes are back open. So between an eye movement, we've now got a shift in our blinks. They seem out of time. I've put a negative value there for some reason. There we go. So now we got a blink between the eye rotations and movements. We got some mouth movements, loads of stuff going on. Obviously I'm not showing you a finished animation or anything, I'm just showing you techniques of how to animate faces and do some lip syncing, so I hope this is useful. Another trick I like to do is if we put our pupil into the center, it's really cool. With the eyes, you can add some serious scale to them. You could even stretch them like this, just one way. When you think of like Walt Disney and the early sort of Bugs Bunnies and stuff like that, exaggeration was really cool on the eyes, so you could be like, whoa, and then it would snap back. Which gives like a cool kind of, he's seen something amazing. That's quite a cool little way of animating eyes. Obviously with this kind of nose thing I had set up, Where's the bridge? Where is the nose? So we got this kind of bridge shape, which is just like the nose here. But if we set the anchor point to the top, and with the scale, we could scale this up. Sorry, over a few frames, we'll make this 100 again. And with this nose, the bottom of the nose, we could adjust the rotation and the position. So the nose could go right up for some reason, maybe not that high. So we can animate the nose as well. Obviously the actual mouth, if you wanted to, you could move this around the face. So when the nose goes up, maybe the mouth could move up with it. But you get the idea. This is general ways to animate a face, basically. Now he looks possessed there. Because what we haven't done is parented the pupil controller to the face. So now it's all linked up. So he's moving, we've got some eye movement, general face action going on. So obviously if you spend a while, you can get him to talk, do expressions whilst he's talking. You can move the body so the hands are all interacting, because most people when they're talking they're moving their hands a lot. So we could have went and give him some arm rotation. Maybe this hand's going to come in front of his face. The hand isn't in front of his face. I need to sort out the layer management. But maybe he'll move his arm up whilst he's talking, who knows. Maybe he's a bit of a drama queen. Anyways, I'll probably cut it there. I think I've shown you most of the techniques I do. Obviously we've got the ears as well. Where are those ears? So we could have done some slight ear rotations to complement some of the movements. So when he moves his head, for example. Alright, let me show you an example. I'm just talking about it. But so say our ears are nice and normal to begin with. So we'll put a keyframe. Maybe when he turns his head here, they'd flip down a little bit, and then quickly flip up a little bit more. Before coming back to a rest. So what we'll do is bring these right to the front. Actually no, we'll move these here. Maybe whilst his head's moving, there'll be a bit of drag in the ears. So they drag down right up until the flips. Let's try previewing it. Obviously you'd need to do some graph editor work to make this look really nice. Again, I'm not going to You can't really see the ear work. Anyways, you get the idea. It's a lot of fiddling with loads of different layers, and the way you animate your eyebrows with your nose, your eyes, ears, and then the mouth syncs. You can get some really, really nice, interesting character facial work, which would complement any animations you actually threw onto the body. I've mentioned it before, with characters it's just a bit of a nightmare. It takes a long time to get things to look really good. So I can't really spend a tutorial on showing you how to do a nice body movement with character animations on the face say with a lip sync as well, because that would take hours, and frankly no one wants to sit through that, and I don't even want to make a video that long. But I hope you've learnt enough from this little video, some of the basics of how you can go about syncing your mouth to audio and adding some nice facial expressions with it. If you combine this with some of my earlier tutorials on character rigging, you've got a pretty good tool set to go ahead and make some cool animations on characters, which isn't the easiest thing to do. So hopefully that will help you in projects down the line. I might start doing some more basic tutorials, but on the sort of graph editor. I think I've always just said I'm not going to do the graph work on this video because I haven't got time, but I think it might be good for me to do like some simple animation tutorials using the speed and value graphs, so you guys can kind of learn how that works, because then in character animations the speed graph in particular is really useful. Yeah, I'll show you a quick example actually of how good it is. So with the arms, so say we've got this arm here and we want him to do a karate chop, so this arm needs to be right up here and back, and then say it takes 10 frames, let's go for 10 frames for this to be dead straight out and down. If we select them both now, we go to the speed graph, currently they're linear and boring, but if we select them both, hit F9 on the keyboard here, we can then edit these as a pair, so we could say it's going to be really slow to fast movement, and B. So we got a chop, which, to be fair, is still pretty terrible, but the way we interact with this graph editor heavily affects the motion, and it's something that it takes a while to get to learn, so I might start doing some videos on stuff like that, which is more how to use After Effects and timing and stuff, as opposed to actual processes of animating things and stuff. But yeah, obviously I'm really busy at the minute, and I've got some seriously big contracts coming up, so I don't know when I'm next going to have time to do a video, but that'll be some future stuff to look out for. I probably shouldn't have even bothered talking about it in this video, but hey ho, that's me. Just a quick recap. If you want to find me on the web, it's Matt Wilson Motion now, so mwmotion.tv. Go on to Twitter, follow me. I'm quite active on Twitter, so if you were to start tagging and tweeting me, I'd most likely reply and probably get to know you guys a little bit better, because to be honest, on YouTube, if I log in, I don't really check the comments very often, so I miss a lot of the replies to questions and stuff. I have noticed a lot of you guys, real quick, have been talking about these red squares in the puppet tool. I believe it's just a case of the red squares are the new way of Durex bone system. It will create a bone layer for you. I'm going to show you guys quickly, because I've seen that question pop up a lot of times. I've answered it a few times, but obviously I can't answer the same question 1,000 times, so if I just quickly do a demonstration here. Where's Joe? So we say this is an arm. Let's just dock that quickly with some pins. Here we go. So then we go and select the puppet. If I just hit U, actually. So when we tell it to make the bones, let's open this up quickly. It creates these red squares. Everyone's complaining these red squares are annoying, but all you need to do is just turn the layers off and they won't be in your way, and you can still control them especially when you've done the rig. They will still work and you just don't need to see them, but these are just visual examples of showing you where your bones are and how it works. But you can move all of this stuff. For example, this isn't rigged, but you can move it without having to see it. So when those red squares are getting in your way, just turn them off. Easy. Right, anyways guys, this was character lip syncing and facial expressions. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Dribble and stuff, and if you see anything you like, drop me a message, and when I finally get some more time, I'll try and make some more videos. I can't say when that will be, to be honest. Oh, also maybe I've started this new really pointless kind of silly blog with a few guys. Oliver Sin, he's a fantastic animator, and Austin Saylor, a few other guys, some girls, Sarah, I can't remember her last name, there we go, Sarah Beth Holver, was that? Yeah, we've basically made this silly little website called, well, it's a Tumblr blog called Shit Drawings Club, which basically we're going to release a weekly theme on Wednesday, and you have 1 minute to draw a shit drawing. So in spirit of the club starting, the first week's theme was shit, so we've got some shit sandwiches, we've got a turd herd, the longest shit snake in the world. Basically it's a little bit of fun, and it's to encourage people who are storyboarding that even people who are established motion designers, their initial sketches are shit. Basically, that was the idea behind the Shit Drawings Club. We were just messing around one Wednesday and thought it'd be quite cool to make a public thing. So sign up to Shit Drawings Club. You just click here and you go submit, and you can send your weekly drawing. There is an official Shit Drawings Club page on Twitter too, so follow that, tweet that. Yeah, get involved. That's all for today, I think, guys. Sorry again for the lack of videos, but I'm just way too busy to make them, and I want to make good content, so I don't want to be rushing things. Yeah, that's all, folks. Follow me, like me on YouTube, Twitter. Take care, guys. I'll see you on the next one.